right, welcome to Tiny Toy Tuesdays, episode 35. Our start of our journey through the factions. And boy, do we have a lot of factions to get through.
Oh, so many.
So tonight we are doing the Cities of Sigmar and Dodger Khaine discussion and tier list. Um, yeah, so I mean, we'll just we're gonna try to get through these as quickly as possible. Again, we're not spending a whole lot of time going through every war scroll or every enhancement. We're just picking out the ones we like, which ones we don't like, and going that route. Otherwise, it would take us entirely too long to get through that stuff. That being said, if you do want to go through more detailed um, war scrolls and enhancements and stuff, I recommend, uh,
There are
War,
many other people that go in depth
yeah,
to it.
Warhammer Weekly, Plastic Crack. They do a bunch of good in-depth dives and stuff. Yeah, so definitely go check out those. These are mostly our takes and what we think of them. So I guess we'll start. Cameron, what have you been up to?
I have been going through. I finished painting all the terrain for Smite Club. It took a long time, but it is completed.
It does look good though.
Yes. And then I've begun preparing painting a lot of endless spells because I have them all. They're just not painted.
Yep. There's gonna be a plethora of endless spells on the table nowadays.
I have my own Kron Spine now.
Nice. Is it
Yep.
is it the actual Crown Spine or is it?
Yes, it is the actual Kron Spine.
Okay. Yeah, the Crown Spine is very very good. We have one of the shows that we haven't got to yet. We'll have to throw it in there at some point. Is the GHB battle plans and battle tactic review. So it's got all the manifestations as well. So we'll have to do that one eventually. But yeah, it's already done and ready to go. So we'll get that one out. All right, Erica, what have you been up to?
Going through lots of releases and making a spreadsheet and mourning the loss of AOS reminders.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, it makes me sad that AOS Reminders is no longer.
Which means I have to make my own, which means there's going to be a lot more time going into making each and every list.
Erica,
viable to play.
I'm not saying too much, but I never used AOS
yeah,
reminders,
well,
so
very
I'm
smart.
not.
You're very smart. Eric and I.
Some of us like our notes.
Yeah, Eric and I religiously used AOS Reminders, and for us, playing so many different armies, it was extremely useful. We always mention that for new players is AOS Reminders was just fantastic. So the fact that that is gone now, it is.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's extremely sad. I have been thinking about trying to figure out some way where I could create a database to add this stuff to, and just create like a simple website to drop the rules into a Word document or something. But it is just, it's a lot of work. So
You should.
It's a
You
full-time
should.
job.
Yeah, you should talk to Matt. He might be interested in it.
Maybe I will do that. Maybe I will take on Matt with that. If we could do that, that'd be awesome. And get it to a point. I've started using Chat GPT to. It's still not perfect. It's got a lot. It still needs a lot of work, but you can upload documents to it. And Erica, you can do that on the free version, by the way. You can upload documents to it, and I tried doing it, and it's somewhat right, but it needs a lot of work. So we'll get there. Hopefully, we can create something that's automated, so like House of Hobby people can use it, and
Yeah, that'd be super helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk to Matt. It might be an interesting project for us to undergo.
All right, yeah, I'll do that. As far as me, getting through, I've gone through three factions. Three factions.
Only 3?
Yes, it is a lot of work to get through these and get them on the PowerPoint. So I've gone through 3 complete factions and kind of judged them to each other. So most of the Discord is way up to speed than me, so I'm still just trying to catch up. So that's where I'm at. I'm also trying to finish my magic cards for the new edition, which also take quite a bit of time.
Yeah, I could see that taking a lot of time.
Yeah. But I think I'm actually gonna get them professionally printed too. So that'll be cool. It'll be fun.
Having quick references, much like AOS reminders, is very useful.
Yes, I do like that. Now that I don't have AOS reminders, this will be helpful.
Until everything
I
changes
know,
when
I
they
know.
do a quick update in the next few months. And then
Luckily,
you have to do it
it's
all over
not.
again.
Luckily, it's not
A
too
few months,
expensive.
give it a week.
Yeah, well. All right, so let's just jump into it. We got a lot to get through as far as cities goes. So go to Smite if you haven't already. Sign up. It's going to be pretty cool. We've got the terrain that Cameron painted up, so that's going to be pretty awesome.
You should totally put the date that Smite Club is actually on.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that to my to-do list. It's a good call.
Because
Oh no,
that
the date is on there.
Is it?
Oh, you don't have the.
September 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. You might not see it on the PowerPoint, but it is on there. It is on there. We do have it. So yeah, definitely go sign up. Also, we should have our, knock on wood, we should have our objective markers by the first RTT in 2 weeks. Or a week and a half. So that'll be cool.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. They don't look any different, but at least we'll have them. Okay, so yeah, so that is Smite. So here's our tier list. Just a quick example of kind of how we tier them. Again, these are just we're not gonna tier or we're not gonna go through everything. Just what we feel with the rules. I should also mention that we are rating these dependent on 4.0. Like obviously, if a lot of these battle tomes came out in the 3rd edition, they'd be ranked a lot lower, right? Because 4s to hit aren't very good. But in this edition, everything hits on 4s. So
so it will not be comparable from prior episodes.
Correct.
This is the first one of the 4th edition, so do not compare rankings with previous shows.
And let's just be honest, right? I haven't even gotten a game in yet, so like these could change.
Oh, and I'm sure they will too, as we see
More
some of those
stuff,
really highly competitive, dare I say, pro players get out there and start playing games. These will once we see some of the shenanigans and, like Cameron, how many people can break things.
I will say, I've been trying to break some of the rules, and they've done a really good job making sure nothing's been. I haven't seen anything super.
Cameron will find a way.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, yeah, if there's anyone that, well, it will be Cameron. But so far it seems pretty.
I will. Again, I'm doing my first game tonight, and throughout the weeks, whenever we do these tier lists, my opinion will probably change. But I'm giving my opinion based off of what I've seen on the War Scrolls and the shenanigans that you can go ahead and do with some of them.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into cities. All right, so for my overview, and again, Cameron here is the cities player. I will say, out of all of the factions in AOS, even old school bone sweaters, right? Cities is the least appealing to me. I just do not find cities appealing to me. I never have. I probably will never own a cities army. It's one of 2 armies that we don't own. So
it saves us shelf space.
Ooh, what's the other one you don't own?
Lumineth. We do not own any Lumineth. I lied. We own 1 model for Lumineth.
Don't worry, I own an army for Lumineth and cities. So
we have the twins, the 20.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's the only one that we own, and we can't even use it anymore because you don't have allies. So rip.
You can use it in Lumina.
Okay, yeah, great. Well, I need a Lumineth army, but those are the only 2 armies we don't have. So cities just has not appealed to me, but I know Cameron is a very big cities fan. So these are my hot takes. Orders are much more toned down, and none of them are really backbreaking compared to what they used to be, in my opinion. They're still segmented into 3 categories. You still have the human, the Dordan, and the elves. But you don't seem pigeonholed into one, where I think in the previous one you kind of were. I feel like this edition, you take an elf hero, you can definitely mix and match a lot easier.
Yeah, unlike the previous edition, whenever you do your orders, it's not like only dwarfs can do this, only elves can do this, only humans can do it.
Yeah.
All of them can do it. It's just some of them might get a little bit more of a bonus than others.
Yep. They have a lot of options to deal with things. Like there's things to go up against monsters. There's things to go up against wizards, and they just got a bunch of stuff. They have a lot of options to deal with many different things. And of course, to me, I think they have way too many war scrolls. I was getting through the index, and I got to a point where I was like, okay, well, at what point, like, when would I take this versus something else? Like, I think there's too many war scrolls, but I mean, I had that problem.
It's 65 pages compared to DOK, which is 39, just to give you a comparison of what we're looking at.
There's a lot of stuff. So Cameron,
now, some people may really like that though. Like if you want to play a cities army, you have a ton of options.
That's part of cities appeal is the options, but I just again
but how many of those are pretty redundant and could probably be consolidated?
All of them are their own unit. I think in 4th edition, cities actually got a little bit of a boost because in 4th, a theme that I've seen for a lot of things is that units are specialized into one category or another. Like you'll find more units that are specialized in killing heroes, or more units that are specialized in killing monsters, cavalry, infantry.
Yeah.
And it really helped with cities because now there's so many units. There's a specialty for everything.
Yeah, yeah, and they have an option for everything. Like not every faction does, right? So they definitely benefit from this for sure. Anything else I missed, Cameron, as far as just an overview?
They're extremely diverse. There's a crap ton of models here, and they have a little bit of something for everything. Like all armies, they do miss out on like one or two things. Like there's no god model or anything like that in cities, and it's with its theme of we're having a lot of different types of units here, and we're having a lot of different types of attacks. How you want to do it, that's up to you.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into the orders they have. These were all pretty decent. Another thing ranked pretty low. I think Hold the Line was the worst one. It's still good. I think it's a little situational, but
why is Hold the Line situational?
Hold on, I gotta get my notes out.
Hold the Line is you get a 5-up ward in the combat phase, but you have Strike Last.
Well, I think the Strike Last is. I think if your unit dies, then I mean, I don't know.
What I see it is are the Iron Jaws, the pig units attacking me? Well, they're going to strike with me first anyways. Might as well just give them a 5-up ward. They're going to be last anyways. So like, if you're hitting with 2 people,
5-up ward's really good.
Yeah, but they have to not charge this turn, so that's gonna limit.
It works off the door. It works off the doors, right? Which are all about sitting on a point and staying, which are good. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
You're not charging every turn. I like Hold the Line because there's always going to be I attack you. All right, it's now going to be your turn, and now I have a 5-up board.
Touche.
Yeah.
And am I a dwarf? Now it's harder to hit me.
I mean, with counter charge and stuff like that, I don't know. I just feel like it's just the one that I least like.
That's fair.
Which I mean, again, none of these are ranking very low, right? So it's not like it's extremely bad, right? But it's the one I like the least.
That's fair.
I think Advance Information, just a 3-inch move, a free 3-inch move is super good.
Oh yeah, it's in your turn, just a 3-inch move.
Just a free 3-inch move. And there's ways you can give these to multiple units, so it's like very good, super good.
I think my favorite out of all of them is Strike Them Down.
Yeah, Strike Them Down I put on there pretty high too. +1 to attacks, pretty good.
Any unit, just +1 to your attacks.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, all right. And it's one of the few ones that work on both turns, so mine and yours.
Oh, nice.
Reliably. So you can counter charge and still get this off.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's going to be really interesting to see how many people go for movement versus upping their hammer, depending on the battle plans. Because you have to go into an entire tournament choosing only one of these.
No. You get to use these.
Every hero can activate this.
Yes, yeah, these are really good.
It's
not like DOK where you have to choose one. No. You don't.
If I had 4 heroes, I can activate all 4 of these.
Yeah, They're
Well,
very
now I'm feeling like Doc is kind of getting cheated because
you
when I was
get
making my
no,
lists, I
you
had
get
to pick.
Oh, don't worry. The things that we have to choose is battle formations. This is just our free stuff.
Yeah, this is just the free
Okay.
stuff.
Don't worry, we get more free stuff. It's all right.
Yeah. Anything else on these? The other ones are okay. They're fine.
Yeah,
Suppressing
they're just
fire is fine.
all. They have something for everything.
Yeah.
Charging, attacks.
Again, I don't think any of these are backbreaking. I think they're just decent. They're very good. They're
Yeah.
They're
And the
good
best part
outfits.
is that they don't require you to they don't require you to have a very specific unit. All units can benefit from these in one way or another.
Yep, you just get bonuses if you do put them on specific units. So
yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll move into the battle formations. I did not like Dawnbringer's Crusade. I don't know if that was one that you liked.
I can see it if you want to go like all cavalry, but
I mean, if you're going Alpha Strike, sure, but and you just get like your whole battle formation is for one turn.
yeah, agreed. It's not the best.
Yeah, and then same thing with was it Fortress Defenders? That one's also just only one turn, but it's at least good. Subtract one from wound rolls, which is really good.
Yeah, the forward Donners, the Dawnbringer Crusade is for Alpha Strike, and the Fortress City Defenders is if
For
you
your
want
castle.
to pass the if you want to take out the Alpha Strike.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. My favorite one though is absolutely the Arcane one, the +1 to casting for all wizards.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
just
good.
it's universally good. You're going to be taking some wizards most likely in this, and if you're not going to be taking wizards, you're going to be taking the range, which is the Iron
and that's
World.
exactly how I ranked them. Right, range was right there afterwards. So they're all really good. I think the Dawnbringers one is just kind of a bummer. It just depends on your list.
You're going to take the Dawnbringers one if you don't have a lot of casters and you don't have a lot of range.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. I mean, +2 to movement is great. It just sucks you only get to use it for one turn and then you're done. Your formation is
Yeah,
done.
but if you can give a target +3 inches and go and steal an objective, then why do you necessarily need to do +2 inches and it's only for the first round?
Because you can turn a 12-inch movement into a
17.
15 to a 17.
Yeah. So you get.
But is that better than the other three?
If you don't have any range, Iron Will doesn't do anything. If you don't have any casters, Colgate doesn't do anything.
But I think you.
And-
I just think you will though.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like I said, I think there's going to be certain lists that take Dawnbringer Crusade, but I do not think you'll see it often. We'll see. I could be wrong, right?
I 100% agree.
Cool. We'll move on to the heroic traits. These are all fantastic. Like every single one of these. Like it was hard for me to choose which one I wanted. If I were to do anything, I gave both Grizzled Veteran and Master Ballistics my two faves. Followed closely by Fury Temper. They're all really good.
Oh yeah, just think of like a what is it? The giant birds. Crap, I can't even remember.
I know what you're talking about. The big. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, giant bird monster with a hero on it with the
Yeah.
Grizzled Veteran, where only 1s and 3s, only 4s and 6s to wound hit them.
You guys off. Anyway, all right, we're moving on. So birds.
Cameron was in the middle of being profound.
I know.
Can you let him finish, please?
Be profound.
The bird is really, really good for the tank. My only problem with Master Ballistics is that it only affects one unit. And because of that, and you can't get a 30 pack of Fusiliers anymore, it really downgrades its use, though it's still pretty good.
It's still good. Reroll charges is also just great.
Yeah, the all cavalry build right there.
Yep. That's what I put in there too. It's going to be really good in cav lists for sure. Artifacts. Again, these are all pretty good. I think Glimmering was the worst one out of the three. That's the reroll, one hit roll, one wound roll, or one save roll. It's
Hey,
okay.
if you want a super again, that little beefy guy, the giant bird hero, if you want a super one of those, go ahead. You're
Yeah,
allowed
but
to.
are you taking that or are you taking Sacred Tome?
Yeah, make the bird guy a priest. That sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. And then also you can just return D3, which is also pretty good. Just keep recursion going in cities, which is nice. But all these are pretty decent. I just don't like the Glimmering one as much. So
Yeah, so far all of their stuff is actually pretty nice.
All right. Spell lore. All these are really good. Like really good. The D3 damage, sure. It's on a 4-up, which is kind of swingy, but the fact that this is unlimited, you can just keep doing this with multiple casters.
You're missing something. It's D3 mortals on them, and then it's 4-up on everyone around them.
No. I know. It's D3 initially, and then 4-up for everything around. What's the range on it? Combat
18.
range. No. I know, but it only bounces to anything within combat range of the.
All right. So there's some things that you can do because this is so unlimited. There are ways to get just a crap ton of casters and just destroy your opponent with just crap tons of elemental lightning.
True. I agree with you. It's still on a 4-up, so you're missing half the time.
Yeah, for everyone around them.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's also on a 7 cast. So it's not,
What you have +1 to cast,
right.
and then Battle
It's
Mage
still
gets
not,
another +1 to cast.
It's still not a walk in the park. I will say that. If that's your gimmick that you're going for, sure.
It's a very fun gimmick.
Yes.
But it's still a gimmick.
Unlimited spells and prayers are going to be wild this season.
Although people are going to have to decide whether or not they use a spell a bazillion times or whether or not they bring in an endless spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on how many casts you have, right? But the one that's the best here is 100% the 3d6 charge.
Yeah, because all of the movement shenanigans that are around everything, being able to do a 3d6 charge is just glorious.
Yes, it's so good.
And shout out for Cinder Clouds to just being better than the other spells that are just like it. Because it's -1 to the attack characteristic, but most other ones that do something similar, they're all like 12 inches. But this one's 18.
18, yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
They have a great spell lore.
Yeah, they really do. Keep in mind too, the 3d6 charge one is until your next turn, right? So if you want to counter charge, you can counter charge with 3d6. It's so good. It's so good.
Put that out first turn. Just go out there. Oh, you want to charge me? Just go ahead and counter charge with them. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really good. Okay, so spell lore, pretty good. Prayer lore, also really good. The only one that I marked down, which still I put at a B+, is Oath and Steel, which I think is still good. That's subtract 1 from the wound rolls, and if it's a 10-ups, add 1 to the save rolls, which is pretty good. But I mean, everything else is extremely good.
Yeah, the big thing about the Oath and Steel one is that you choose a friendly unit. And so it's just you find the one unit that you want to really, really just be out there in combat, like a reinforced cavalry. And now the reinforced cavalry has you can go ahead and get them up to a 2-up save, -1 to wound.
Yep, pretty good. Keep in mind it is on a 5-2, so you have to build those prayer.
Oh yeah, you want to get up to that 10 anyways.
Yeah.
+1 to save.
The Wrath and Ruin is unlimited, which is pretty good. Let's see, anything. Oh, and that it ignores the positive modifiers for save rolls, so that's pretty good. You do have to get 3 damage on them though.
Yeah, make sure you kill something.
Yeah.
It's do you want to debuff your opponent? Do you want to buff your defenses, or do you want to buff your offense?
Yep, essentially.
Which means that you have a spell for everything.
Yep.
Or so you have a prayer for everything.
Pretty good. These are all really good. I don't have any problems with them. I think the only problem that I would have with the spell lore is they're 7 cast, but there's ways to increase that. So.
Yeah, they have a lot of ways to buff just the spells that they wanted to cast.
All right, let's go through Warscrolls. All 800 of them.
Yep. How long do we have? Because
we'll get through these. Starting off with just I did these in alphabetical order. I did these in the way that we see them in the points.
Oh man, you did it that way.
I know. I'm sorry. It was just a lot easier to do it that way. I did add the points to the PowerPoint now, though, so that's good.
Oh,
I
that's
also
actually very nice.
added what they can take in their regiment as well. So very good. So we'll start with the ultimate. Oh, actually, we're not going to go through every one of them. Let's just go through the ones that you like. My favorite one on this little table right here is the Battle Mage. It's a good, decent one caster, and I think that's the one that gives you the. You can pick a spell and it gets +1 to the cast for that spell. Is that right?
Yeah, the
Yes.
Battle Mage, choose one spell that you like, and they get +1 to it.
Yeah,
So
pretty good.
if you want to be that meme list of doing a crap ton of that Electric Storm unlimited spell, you take like 10 of these Battle Mages and you just do it every single turn.
Yeah, and they're super cheap. They're
It's
super,
110
super cheap.
points. It's like
Yeah.
it is pretty cheap.
Now, granted, they're on a 6-up save, no ward, and 5 wounds, but
Meh.
they're.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Okay.
Anything else you want to call out on the?
I don't like the assassin at all. It's supposed to be like this hero killer, or it's supposed to go out there.
I just don't think it'll work. I don't think
it'll work too. And it's 120 points for something that you have to like slowly build up and get to. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I do want to shout out the Hurricanums. All of the Hurricanums.
I marked them as an A-, and they're good, right? My biggest issue with them is they're 240 points.
Yeah, it's 240 points, but they get to add pluses to hit for humans, which is good. And late game, they get very strong.
Late game, they're scary, but I don't know if they're going to survive late game.
Agreed. I wouldn't take a normal Hurricanum. I can't remember how many points they are, but just because it's also a Battle Mage, and being able to do you take it so you can go ahead and buff the units that you want to buff. It's a free all-out attack.
Yeah, it's good. It's still really good. I just think it's a little pricey.
Yeah. The biggest thing is you can't hide them. They're only 12 wounds.
I think the regular Hurricanum is 10 wounds. So I mean, it's gonna go down quick. But that's the problem. Is in order for them to be very good, you have to kind of wait. You have to keep them back and wait, right? And the other issue is too, their range is awful. It's only 12 inches, and if you're getting up there for 12 inches, that thing's gonna die real quick. Unless you're leaving that thing in the back of the board for like till like turn 3, right? Which I guess you could do, but that's 240 points just sitting there, right?
Yeah, you take them for that buff. Don't take it for the damage, but you take them for the buff to leave them back and for your spell cast, and that's about it.
I honestly probably would
don't take more than one.
To a B or B+. I don't think they're.
I can agree to that. Like
it's the 12-inch range that kills it for me.
They're not what they used to be.
Yeah, they were super scary in 3rd edition.
Yeah, beginning of 3rd edition, they were like ridiculously scary.
Yeah, they were super scary.
And the fact that you only get to D3 human units as well. You don't get to choose. You don't get to buff elves or anything like that, which means you can buff Fusiliers and Cavalier.
And it's swingy still, right? D3 is still swingy. You can roll that one.
You have one for sure, but you might get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. A B will do.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to the next table. All right. So I think me and Cameron were different on this for sure. I may tone down Callous and Toll just a little bit. I think they're good in this edition because of the amount of manifestations, but I don't know if they're that good. I might have been a little high on them when I made this.
Yeah. They don't. All right. So their main shtick is that they fight wizards and manifestations, which you're going to see a lot of wizards manifestations. However, they don't do that much damage.
Yeah.
Like, even their specialty, like, one of them will do a max of 8 damage with range attacks if they have all of their stuff hit. The other one will do a max of 4 damage.
Yeah, because they double damage against wizards, and I just think you're going to see a lot of that stuff. So it could be useful, but they do need to be marked down. They're a little bit higher than what I wanted them to be.
What I do see them as though is that they're 2 heroes. That's two people to go ahead and do orders from.
That is true.
But you're most likely going to be taking other heroes anyways, so
they need to come down for sure. They're a little too high. The other one on here to call out, Luminarch is not good. I don't think it's very good. It's way too expensive.
It just gives a 6-up ward,
which is fine, but for 280 points, like I'll take other things.
Yeah.
And then I did not like the Dreadlord on Black Dragon for 290.
I can't even remember what his war scroll was. I know it didn't wow me.
No, it does not hit very hard. And what's the add 1 to charge rolls for cavalry within 12, wholly within 12, meh. And then it's got the D3 damage rampage, so it's not good. It's not good, especially for 290 points. Why would you take this for 290? Like, the war scroll's really bad. I don't.
There we go. Let's see. What do you got? You got some shooting attacks that are very meh.
They're bad. Maybe the Black Dragon Jaws and Claws, maybe, but like, you're missing half of those up front. I just don't like it. I'm not a fan. For 290, you're taking for this. Wasn't a fan.
You're taking it for their rampage. Rampage is okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, you affect friendly units. Nope, never mind.
Yeah,
never
it's real bad. It's real bad. Cool. So I think we're on the same page there. Any other ones you want to call out on this one?
I can't remember what Cogsmith does.
That's the war machine. Isn't the war machine guy?
Let's see. Pick up to 3 gyrocopters or gyro bombers on a 3-up. Add 1 to hits. You're not taking them to hit, so it's meh.
It's meh. I don't think you're going to see a lot of gyrocopters and gyro bombers. So
I think they're very funny.
I think they're funny. They've got good movement, but they don't do anything. Like, they're not doing anything other than maybe grabbing a point. So, yeah. All right, moving on. Let's go to this one. Oh my God, the Fusel Major, dude. Holy smokes, dude. That guy. What are your thoughts on the Fusel Major? That guy was like, I'm putting it in my list no matter what.
Let's see. The Fusel Major. Oh yeah, he actually is good now.
Dude, he is really good.
I'm so glad I painted one because he's going to be seen in a lot of lists that go around shooting.
Yeah, you have a 24 inches and then everything gets +1 to hit for shooting.
Yeah.
It's
the auto wound is nice too.
Yeah, 3. I mean, he only has 3 attacks, but you're doing it for the +1 to hit. I mean, if you're
not doing it for him to go ahead and kill something. You're doing it to make everybody else be able to
kill everything. Yeah, it's really good.
Well,
that Fusel Major is really good.
And you can target heroes.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great one to just knock off some heroes if they're exposed.
As long as they're not
slowly begin to whittle them down.
Yeah, as long as they're not infantry heroes. But yeah, really good. That guy is A+ in my book. I definitely marked him A+. Everything else on this page was okay. It was fine.
They all do a very good job of buffing all the things that they specialize in buffing. Like Free Guild Marshal is actually really good if you take Free Guild Cavalier.
Yep.
Like it's pretty nice.
And then
if you're taking Cavalier, you're taking that Marshal.
Yeah, 100%. I was gonna say if you're going cab heavy, the Cavalier Marshal's definitely gonna be in there.
I was kind of mad on the Relic Envoy.
Yeah.
He doesn't do too much.
It'd be good to get orders out.
How many points is he? 130. He only gets 1 of these weapons though.
And like, isn't his only thing to get orders out further away? Like, if
he adds to the control score of people.
Okay, sure. Could be situational.
Yeah.
I did mark.
And he can give humans the ability to get orders from farther away.
Yeah, that's the only thing I thought that he would potentially do, but I didn't like him. I will say the one thing I don't like about the Cavalier is himself is garbage in combat. You're essentially just taking him for first strike for another unit, which is good. But him himself is not. I didn't find him very, very good.
Oh, you're wholly taking him to
for
give
the first strike.
For the Cavalier.
Yeah.
And it's for the first strike and +1 to charge.
Yeah.
Like he really helps those.
Yeah. He could probably come to a B then. I'd put him maybe a little lower, but I just don't. Him himself, he's just so bad. Like, he's gonna go in and die.
You do a line of Cavalier, and like that's your defensive line, and if your opponent charges it, then you just counter charge with him, and then all
Yeah,
of your
now they got
cover
first
just
strike. Yeah, yeah. That's actually a good. That's a good way of thinking about it. That counter charge is going to be so nuts.
game
Man.
changing.
It is absolutely game changing. So many things you have to think about now. All right, let's move on. This table is crazy. Like so many good things in this table. I think Galen and Doralia is good. It's like a similar Callus and Toll, but I think they have more utility, so I think they're actually better.
Yeah.
Pontifex is great. Priest too, pretty good. Pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, that's the entire reason why you're taking the Pontifex for that priest too.
Yeah, it's super good.
And their own custom prayers and all that. Like they can do a lot of stuff, and they're 240 points, which is kind of a point sink for them, but still, you're getting a lot for that.
Yeah, Priest 2 alone is worth 180, right? So at least, right? So it's really good. I think in dwarf heavy armies, you're absolutely going to have the Rune Lord. And then Sorcerers on Black Dragon, I gave an A+. I said expensive, but potentially +3 to cast and free movement buff is extremely good.
Oh yeah,
I also think the sorceresses are in the wrong army. I think they belong in DOK. Just saying.
All right, great.
You can think that. I really like the Sorcerers and Black
look
Dragon.
DOKish. Come on now.
Oh yeah, they're like practically the same aesthetic. They should be. They're from the same ancestors, anyways. But
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I think this is like unfair ally that's not an ally because it's in the wrong army. Like they're defectors or something.
Wow.
these are civilized dark elves. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorcerers on Black Dragon.
Oh, beautiful.
Super good. Super good.
Oh, a sorcerer on Black Dragon that actually for once might see some play.
Yeah, you get a free 3-inch movement for 3 elf units just for free. Just cause
it's been a long time since I've even ever considered that they might get used. Yeah. But it's possible now, and I'm happy for it.
And then +3 to cast. I don't know of any other scroll that has +3 to cast. Potential +3 to cast.
Yeah, just slowly build up to that +3 to cast, and just free movements every turn.
Yeah, pretty good. It's absolutely dog shit in combat, but you're not taking it for that.
Yeah. Its only weakness really is that it's only a 1-cast wizard.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks since you're taking it for the casting.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, but if you keep bumping up those tokens, then you basically have one that's not quite an auto cast, but much
close.
More
you'll
likely.
You'll have a lady that can send out those manifestations every turn.
Yeah.
Which is
and you use her on magic intervention, right? Because that -1 now is no longer hurting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, send out a manifestation every turn.
Yep. Cool. Anything else on this?
They're good. It's just they're good. It's just the sorcerer might be a little bit too expensive. They all have really good uses, especially the Rune Lord. Rune Lord's a cheap priest. The only problem that he has is that you're using up a slot for a hero. But that's what all of these guys have.
Yeah. All right, and then we've got the Steam Tank Commander. Holy smokes, this guy! He is extremely pricey at 340. He is extremely pricey, but good luck trying to kill this guy. And good shooting attacks. Albeit they're swingy. If he connects with them, he's going to kill whatever he needs to. And the fact that they're on a 2-up save is crazy.
Yeah, he's good. I think he's too expensive though.
You think he's too expensive?
Yeah, like one, he's only able to take other steam tanks with him in his regiment.
Yeah, true.
And steam tanks are pretty expensive.
Yeah. You're only probably taking. Yeah, I guess if you take him, you could take 1. And at that point, you're already like pretty high up in costs. But They
And
will.
you want to take 2 others too,
Yeah, they.
which that's like 1,000 points.
Yeah, pick up to 2 friendly steam. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
And like his attacks are okay, but as soon as you get them in melee, yeah, they won't die that fast, but they're not going to have anywhere near as much damage as they
Yeah,
get.
that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, if they do get into combat, they are kind of screwed. So maybe in that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I marked him as a B. I just think a 2-up save in this edition is extremely hard to get through.
Oh, 100%.
Extremely
He's
hard to get through.
good. You just lose like half your.
It's almost to a point where you
capabilities.
just don't even target him. It's like not even worth it.
But you have to target him if he's like one of only like 6 models you have.
It's fair. Talia is okay. She's just really expensive with swingy attacks.
I like her. She's a decent beat stick that you just rush forward and then you slap with whatever you want.
Just swingy attacks, man. Swingy.
Let me see. Let me try to find her scroll real quick.
I know. Next time I should not do it in the way I did. It just makes it so much easier to do on the power plane.
Yeah, you made it so I have to go through all.
Okay,
of,
all 800
everything.
Yeah, well, we want to do that for every army. That's for sure.
Control F.
Yeah. She's the first one on the thing.
But one of the things that you need to remember for a lot of this is that you can give almost all of them +1 to their attack characteristic.
Which helps. I mean, something. Does the +1 to attack characteristic go for the companion or no?
It shouldn't. No.
Yeah, I don't think it does. So you're only getting it for some of them. Like for Talia, you're only getting that 7 attacks, right? So meh.
Yeah, that's fair. Like it used to be a lot stronger than the previous edition.
I agree.
But I found it wrong. You're going through. She's really good anti-monster, which is pretty nice. She might be. Yeah, she's probably a little bit too expensive.
310 for the swingy attacks, man. I don't know. I mean, the order ability is nice. That's pretty cool, but 310. She's up there.
And like her once per battle ability is okay. You can bring back once per battle. You can bring back a cavalier or 3 guards.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that puts her point total better in the where it needs to be, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd take her.
The unparalleled tactician. That's where she's all about. Because with that, you can give 2 units +1 to attack, or you can give
that's
up
the
2
order,
to 3 units.
The order utility that I had for her, that is really good. I just for 310, like, are you taking that, or are you taking like 2 units that are gonna put up some damage, right? Like I don't know.
2 units at +1 to attack can be pretty nice, especially you do that with elves. Like 2 units of elves that rush in, with both of them having +1 to their attack. Like that can actually stack up pretty well. But you have to build into that. She's good if you want to very, very purposely go into the officer order abilities. But if you're taking her as a beat stick, you're probably better with something else.
Yeah, I agree. I did have Warden King. I don't know why. Let's see, slow, but his damage potential. Oh, and it'll be okay. So he's really good in dwarf heavy armies. The Warden King.
Warden King.
He's pretty good in combat. 5 attacks, 3 threes, 2 rend, 2 damage. He can do some damage. But the getting +1 to wound rolls for the whatever you choose.
Once per battle, you tell someone you got a grudging, and then everybody has a +1 wound against that. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Which is pretty good. +1 to wound is very, very good. All right. Let's go into our non-hero Warscrolls. So we'll do these somewhat quick, hopefully. Dark Riders and Dark Shards I have as the best of the best here. Go with this.
Let's see. Yeah, for all the
Dark
Dark Shards actually have a use now because just of how many shots they can go ahead.
15-inch range is not bad, and they have a crap ton of attacks. Crap ton. Was there 10 of these guys? Yeah, so you're doing 3 attacks each because
you do 40 attacks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you get the +1 to attacks and shooting too?
If this unit has not used the move ability, you get +1 to the attack characteristic of the
That gets
repeater
him
crossbows.
3. Where are you getting 4?
Sorry.
Oh, you're doing reinforced.
Yeah.
Reinforced. So you get
Yeah,
60
if you're
attacks.
reinforcing.
So
yeah.
you get 60 attacks, right? So 3 attacks each.
At 3s, 4s, anti-infantry 1
Pretty good.
damage.
I mean, you're gonna do a lot of damage with those things, I think.
And they're 15-inch range.
Get them to +3 at 18.
Mm-hmm. You can get +1 to hit and wound because of the with the heroic and all-out attack.
And if you need to, you can also use the Fusel Major, right? Give them +1
Mhm.
to hit. So
And then also you can do covering fire for another 60 shots.
yeah, dude, they're gonna be nasty. I mean, yeah, they're hitting on 3s and 4s, but there's ways to buff that, and dude, they're gonna do some damage, I think.
Yeah,
Lots of attacks.
like
When
they
the cost
also-
of these guys are 140.
yeah. So for 280 points, you can have 60 shots a turn,
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, man. Pretty good. Pretty good.
and they will melt infantry.
Yeah, they will for sure. So I had them, and then Dark Riders. Where are the Dark Riders? These guys.
So they're the ones that are they can go ahead if they're in combat, they can retreat at the end of the turn on a 3-up.
Yep.
And when they retreat, they have the same thing that Sky Wardens have pretty much, where they can go ahead and retreat at the end of the turn, not stay in combat. But the big thing is that they can surprisingly hit rather well.
I don't even think their hit is great, but the fact that they're 3 wounds each on a 4-up, and
Yeah.
they can just steal objectives is going to be pretty good. I
For-
think you'll see like 1 unit of these in like most armies, I would think.
For 300 points, you can go ahead and have 30 wounds on a 4-up that will have a good chance to retreat at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
As well as they have charge +1, and
The-
they have shooting attacks.
These guys right here will be the reason why so many people lose games, because they will destroy your battle tactics. They will absolutely destroy your battle tactics. Any ability that has retreat with a 10 to 12 inch move that doesn't do damage at the end of the turn is extremely good.
Oh,
So
100%.
Well, and it's doing damage on the retreat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean the damage is sure you get D3 damage, that's fine, but the fact
I
that they
mean,
can
it's
literally
like
just
the beast of Nurgle I'm gonna bop you on the head and then I'm gonna run away from you.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean that's still
Like-
good. I just think
Damage is damage. Take it.
the biggest thing is these things. It's going to be like have 3 people in the center without enemy unit being next to it. Oh, I think I'm going to get that, and then in the turn, these guys just go right into it and just nope, you don't get that.
Just run right over. Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
I think they're going to be used quite a lot just because they are good and they are mediocre in every situation, but they can be used in every situation.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. I mean, shooting.
They can move, they can shoot, they have charge damage, they can
Yeah.
retreat.
Yeah, they're fast. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
lots
like
of
they're
wounds.
just gloriously decent in everything.
Yeah.
They're not good at anything, but they're
They're
decent
gloriously unimportant.
at everything. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to go over on this?
Celestial Hurricaneum's cheaper, but I'd rather just have a mage. They're like we said before, they're okay.
Yeah.
Black Ark Corsairs, no.
Okay. That's what I said. I said decent, but there's better options.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't
I
gotten
mean,
to my
the
favorite
Corsairs work well if you take the Black Ark Hero that goes with it, and the Black Ark Hero is only 110 points.
Yeah,
But now, in order to get your bang for your buck, you need 230.
one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, yeah. I'm taking something else. I'm just taking something else for that. All right.
Agreed.
Moving on. Next one. Dread Spears. Fantastic for holding. up
Yeah, hold
objectives.
on. Can we talk about the knights riding Seraphon?
Oh yeah, the Drake Spawn Knights.
Oh, Drake Spawn Knights.
Yeah, that A- needs to go down to a B+ because they stole the Seraphon models and put them in cities. I'm telling you, cities has a theft issue. They
Actually,
stole Doc.
I will give a counter argument. I think they should go up to an A+ because they stole someone else's stick.
Sure.
But dinosaurs can only be ridden by dinosaurs.
They're actually
And you
pretty
know what?
decent too. They're
They've been
actually
proven
not
wrong.
bad.
Oh yeah, like where you take the what were they? The Dark Riders. You take these guys because they're the exact same thing, except they're a little bit
look
more
cooler?
melee focused. They look a little bit cooler, and they're a lot tankier.
Oh yeah, they're it's gonna be really hard to remove these guys for sure. Like a reinforced on a 3-up, oof. They will be sitting in combat for a while.
Yeah,
And,
3-up is glorious.
Yeah, they are the tanky knights. They are a little bit of expensive, so I would rather just have dark.
I mean, they're 30 more points a unit than the other one was.
Yeah, I'd rather just have the Dark Riders. To be honest, just because I think the Dark Riders will have more. They will do more in the end of the day.
They're gonna be, and Dark Raiders are gotcha units, right? They're gonna be something where like you think your opponent thinks you're gonna get a battle attack, and you're like, sorry, end of turn, these guys are over here. You failed your battle.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move halfway across.
Because you can't keep track. Like as an opponent, you can't keep track of so many of these type of things, right? So like the Dark Raiders are the equivalent to feel bad units. I mean, they're not gonna do anything except steal your.
Yeah, but the
tactics.
3-up is really nice.
It is.
It
but-
is.
3-ups. I mean, it's a built-in scaly skin.
It is. It is. It's not. I'm not doubting that. I think Cameron's right. I think I'd rather have the Dark Raiders.
Okay.
My favorite unit out of all of them are the Executioners.
Good unit to push up. They have the volume of attacks, right? That's the.
So that's 2 attacks each, but there's 10 models. And it's 3s, 4s, -1/1, but they do crit mortals.
Oof, that's really good. It's really good.
And if they charge, they become crits on 5-ups.
Oh yeah, that's really good. It's really good.
So you go ahead, reinforce them, and then you give them +1 to their attack characteristics, and because of that, they also get +1 to hit. And so you're looking at 60 attacks, crits, mortal wound on a 5-up.
Oh,
And then
that's spicy.
Can you give them another +1 to attacks? Isn't there like a?
I can't remember if there are, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, there's a lot of ways just to buff everything in this army.
Let me check. I thought there was another way. Oh no, maybe it's subtract 1 to attacks is what I'm thinking about. Never mind. Still, executioners are great. Definitely good. And if you see the black star on the PowerPoint, I put those. Those are Cameron's favorite unit.
Oh yeah, I went ahead and I chose one or 2 units in every single faction that I thought would be absolutely amazing. And executioners, oof, 280 points for that 60 attacks. Go ahead and give me 2 or 3 of them. Take Talia, so now I can have 2 units that do it. I'm going to go ahead and just go up. I'm going to charge you, and I'm going to wipe off what's on the map.
Yep. The one unit on here that I definitely would pass on is Drake Spawn Chariot. I think it's garbage.
Agreed. Just take Drake Spawn.
It's just awful. Cool. Anything else on here? I mean, flagellants are
They're good
they're
screens.
good, especially suicide bombers. For 100 points, I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, they're cheap.
All right, we'll move on. All right, so here, Free Guild Command Corps. They're not as good as they once were, but they're still very good.
I don't think they should be an A, to be honest.
Oh, okay. All right, go hit
Just
me.
for the thing, their ability for their command point, which was what was the entire reason why people took them in the first place, is only once per battle.
Yeah, that's okay.
And only within a unit within 12 inches of them.
And 190 is pretty expensive for
they are expensive.
non-hero unit.
They're pricey.
And their abilities only help humans. Their other ability requires a relic envoy. So, in order to get the full use out of them,
you do have
to take a lot of specific stuff.
I think the 5-up, the once per battle. It is once per battle. Yeah, maybe I am a little high on them. The 5-up ward and still the once per battle. It's still really good though.
It's only for this unit and whatever unit you have the relic envoy on.
Yeah.
which means that you have 190 points, and then you have
Plus
the
the-
Relic Envoy.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So that's 320 points for giving a unit a 5-up ward.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Cameron. Free Guild Corps probably aren't that high. Everything else on here is pretty decent. I think Fusiliers are fine. I don't think they're backbreaking. I think they're fine.
Oh yeah, especially because you can't reinforce them to 30 packs anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
Like they're okay.
They're fine. I think everything on this page is fine. Free Guild Corps probably can go down for sure. I'm with you on that.
If only they made Gyro Bombers slightly cheaper.
I know they're 180. I mean, a 3-up save is still really good, but again, I probably need to bring them down to like a B minus. They're really not that great. They're tough to get rid of, and they're annoying, but I don't think they're that good.
I mean, why take a gyro bomber when you could take a gyrocopter?
Because they're both.
Because you're taking the bomber, so you can continuously bomb things, but like, why would you do that when you can just do something cheaper that charges and does the same thing?
I did have gyrocopter as a A minus. Let's see.
I mean, it's 20 points cheaper.
I mean, it's an all-around decent model. I mean, 4/3 1 D3.
It's 160 points for 5 wounds.
Yeah. On a 3-up save, right? I mean, that's something.
You know what's also a 3-up save and
like
triple that? Yeah, freaking Drake Spawn Knights.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And they have the same movement.
All right. So gyrocopters need to go down. All right, yeah, I was a little high on that. Maybe, again, this was the first army I reviewed, and I was like, 3-up save, that's pretty good on a 12-inch move. It's not bad. But yeah, you're probably right.
I'd rather have the Drake Spawn.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Like, both the bomber and the copter are just...
Charybdis is a no. That's a pass, unfortunately. Cool model, but it's bad. It's way too swingy for what it is.
Yeah.
It only counts as 1 on a point, right? Sure.
Is it considered a beast?
Oh, no,
I want
it's
to
a
put
monster.
it past them.
No, never mind. It's 5 still. I still don't think it's very
5.
good. It's like, what are you taking that for?
Lowering opponent's objective control, but you know what's better than that? Just killing your opponent.
Yes, true.
Why lower their control when you can just wipe them off the board?
Iron Drakes.
Then their control is 0.
Iron Drakes are very good. Those are the shooting dudes. Where are they?
Yeah, shooting doors. They have a use. They definitely have a use.
They hit like a truck now.
To be fair, they've always hit like trucks.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Iron Drakes have always done really, really well. Their damage has actually went down a little bit. You take them because they're really, really tanky. They're a ranged unit that can stay on a point and still give out. Yeah,
Anti-infantry 1, man? I don't know. Like,
yeah, you stay on a point and then you just start shooting everything that's off in the distance.
Yeah.
Like they have play, and they're what, 150 points? Yeah, you stick them on a point and you just start shooting things.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, we'll move on. All right. We've got this is the worst table that I have. None of these are very good. Luminarch, I'm not taking. That's a big nope.
Yeah. Long beards. Just take
passing.
Just take 30 more points and take the Iron Drakes.
Yep. Steam Tank again. It's a bit too swingy.
It's too expensive.
Yeah, 300 points is a lot. Jesus.
And this is kind of what I was talking about at the beginning. Like, how many of these units just need to be retired so that there aren't 65 pages of war scrolls?
Half of all the chariots and half all the melee units, and yeah, there's a little bit too much.
I think they can trim some fat. For sure.
I will say, Warhammer Weekly liked the Wilder Corp Hunters. I don't know. I did not find them good. I don't know.
15-inch range for them.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, 4-up to hit though. I'm gonna miss most of those every time.
Yeah.
5-up save.
I don't know why you would take them. I don't know. I mean, you get +1 to hit. I don't know. Maybe.
War Hydra's. I like the War Hydra because it just heals 6 every turn, but
yeah, but
it's cool looking.
220 points.
It's a little bit too expensive.
Get out of here! I'm taking something else. And swingy attacks. Like, you would think that that thing would do some damage, but no.
Yeah, that doesn't actually do that much damage at all.
Okay. Also, I didn't have Regiment's Renown in here because I don't have that information, so rip.
Fair.
And then overview before we get to Daughters. We're almost done here. We're almost done. Luckily, Daughters is very, very short. So for the overall summary of these guys, I think their internal balance. I think there's too many Warscrolls. That's just my opinion. Obviously, that maybe to others it's not, but I just think there's too many options to choose from. Still, lots of shooting and great shooting buffs. I still think this is you can still get a pretty scary army out of shooting. Everything has a purpose, and their enhancements are very well balanced. There's not very many auto includes like there used to be. So.
Oh yeah, I think the strongest thing of this is that there's so many ways you can build an army. You can go into a tournament, fight 5 different cities armies, and they can all be completely different.
Very different.
And all of them still be viable in some way.
So me and Cameron both rank these as an A tier army.
It
so
has something against everything.
Yeah, so we're thinking maybe you can definitely go 4-0, 3-2 for sure. Pretty good army.
Yeah. The biggest thing is it has something for everything. It's you can build an army and it be good or decent at everything. It has units that are very strong at what they do. Their biggest thing is they lack like a super unit, like something like build the army around and go, this thing is going to do all the damage.
Like Marathi.
Yeah. However, it has the capability of having a lot of small units.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is that their points are cheap. You could take a lot of stuff in your army. Like I said before, I can have 2 units, 20 executioners, and that's what 560 points for 40 wounds and
a lot of attacks. Sounds like a pretty good list. All right, cool. Erica, and you have anything extra? I know you're not a Cities player, so.
I am not a Cities player.
All right, well, you'll have a lot to say on the next one. All right, Daughters of Khaine. Let's crank through this. Most of the army stayed the same. It's just a lot simpler now. So they still have their table and some other things. It's relatively the same playstyle, a very glass cannon type of army. The enhancements are decent with some good options, and they're still very good at scoring. A lot of stuff that they can do to get battle tactics turn 1, which is very good.
Movement shenanigans.
Yeah, lots of movement shenanigans. Anything from you, Cameron?
I had my friend Matt. He's been building some Daughters of Khaine lists, and there's a lot of things you can do. I think regiments are going to be the biggest thing for this one, because you'll be surprised by what can and can't take things. But other than that, like there's a lot of good things where every unit has something that they're good at.
Very glass cannon army, though. Very, very glass cannon army. Not a lot of things are going to stay alive.
Really glass cannon.
All right, so we'll go to battle traits. Obviously, it's pretty much the same as what it once was. The table is the exact same that it used to be, except for the battle round 5. Instead of the 5 upward, you get +1 to attacks, which is still good if you have anything alive in round 5.
Or you have ways to buff yourself to get the round 5.
Correct. There is one thing that gives you all of the table, and it's pretty nuts. And then also you have a command point to fight twice, so that's also pretty good.
It's only for infantry, though.
It is. You can't use it for Marathi or like a Cauldron or something, but it's for
Marathi and Cauldron you can't. And the Doom Riders,
Doomfire Warlocks.
Doomfire Warlock.
Doomfire Warlocks,
I think are pretty good in this edition, so we'll get there.
But that command trait affects everything else in your army except for like those 5 models.
Yeah, which is good, but it is still a command point, and command points are precious. Erica, anything? Did I hit everything?
No, I mean it's pretty much not a whole heck of a lot of changes for the moment.
Okay, next we'll go into the battle formations. So essentially, Scathe Coven is making sure Melusi, if they get an 8+ on the charge, they strike first, which is good, very, very good. And then let's see. That's the one that I had is my favorite. My least favorite one is Shadow Patrol. Which one was that one? That was the.
All right, so Shadow
3-up.
Patrol. This is probably my least favorite ability in the game. The Vampire Lord also has this ability.
It's on a 3-up.
It's on a 3-up. You can teleport this unit, and you can put them 9 inches away from an enemy. There's one huge, massive, glaring problem, though, is that it's a core ability. So if you fail that 3-up, you don't get to move.
Oh, and you can't. You also can't use it after you move either.
Nope.
That is a good point. It's a good point.
It is probably one of the worst abilities I've seen in the game.
All right, so you're definitely not taking Shadow Patrol. That's going to move down to a C.
And if you already have things in your army like Shadow Stalkers that can do that anyway, and you're not risking anything for it, then take something else.
Yeah, I think there's a spell that does this. Why do you need, if you're going to be wanting this ability, just take the Shadow Stalkers.
For real. I mean, that's it. Cauldron Guard is essentially free pile and move, which is fine.
It's just free damage. Free damage every turn.
Free damage as well.
And who does it affect? Oh, every infantry, which is or war machines. So what is that? Not Marathi and not the Doomstalkers.
Correct.
Or the Doom. So everyone in your army.
And then last one, this Slaughter Trope is super good. Change one of your dice to a 4. So the least you could get is a 5-inch charge.
And that's if you roll Snake Eyes.
That's if you roll Snake Eyes. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
This is by far my favorite battle formation out of all of them.
Yeah, I like this one, but I also like the 8-up Strike First as well. That's also
having Strike First is great and all, but I already have units that
knowing that you can, doing a counter charge and knowing that you can get a good charge off of it is extremely useful. So
the problem is the units I want to charge in that are Melusai are the melee Melusai, and they already have the ability to give Strike Last.
True, that is true. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I would rather just be able to have a minimum of 5 charge on everyone else, or a 6 charge because I'm going to get +1 to charge.
Yeah, that's fair. Anything else, Erica, on this?
I really liked Cauldron Guard. Not gonna lie.
Second.
I liked the additional piling, and then you're doing damage on that too. So
it's good. It's a good free ability. You just get it for free. It's every turn you get to do it. So it's just a free good ability. I think if I were building a list, I'm probably taking Slaughter Trope.
Depends on what I'm doing. If I want to go very aggressive, Slaughter Trope, but my next favorite is Cauldron Guard.
It's good.
A potential for 6 to 9 mortal wounds every single phase.
My issue with Cauldron Guard is either your opponent's unit is going to be dead or your unit's going to be dead. I just don't know how often that's going to happen in an army with 5-up saves everywhere. I don't know. We'll see. I could be wrong. It
also affects war machines. Cauldron.
Sure. If you're going that route. I have my issues with Cauldron.
End of any turn. So this is a chance to finish somebody off.
True.
That you missed a couple rolls on that you were really hoping to kill.
I don't think it's bad. I definitely think it's good. I just I think Slaughter Trope.
I also think if you take an army that has enough movement, you don't necessarily need Slaughter Trope because you get in close enough to guarantee a charge anyway.
Also, Morathi, I believe, is an infantry.
Little Marathi, she is.
Yeah, Little Marathi is going to be able to do that every single turn.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And she's not dying first turn.
That is true. That's a good point. Although I definitely don't want her in combat if I don't have to. She's got a 5-up save versus.
I mean, she's still only going to take 3 wounds.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't control it.
Yeah.
And she's going to punish your opponent for their hubris.
All right, heroic traits. After watching Warhammer Weekly, I might lean more into Master Potions or Poisons. Sorry, Master Poisons. Zealous Orator is really good, but I think Master of Poison's probably is the best bet here. After
One of them's offensive and one of them's defensive. And to be completely honest, with a glass cannon army, you need as much healing as you can get. I absolutely say Zealous Orator.
All I'm saying is you do Masters of Poison, you hit anyone in Sylvaneth, you hit Lord Croak, and then
you just can't.
You just can't heal.
Yeah. The thing also with it too, this is the reason why I didn't mark it up high, is because you have to do damage, right? You have to eloquent damage with the hero that's using this.
You have a snake that has a range attack. It doesn't say it needs to be melee. You have cauldrons that have range attacks. You have snake women that just do damage.
Man, okay, for the rest of the battle though, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Master of Poisons is really good. It's really good.
Also, it prevents your opponent from using rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Erica. I know you're an Orator fan. You always have been, and it's definitely not as egregious as it once was. But I think Master of Poisons is probably my favorite bet.
I do miss my 4-up rally.
And
Agreed.
I will say I probably need to swap these two scores for sure. Anyway, yeah. So I'm thinking Master of Poisons. That's definitely my favorite.
Though Zealous Orator is good.
It is. I just
I want my guys in. I want to prevent my opponent from using rally more than I want to use rally.
Fair. All right. Moving on. Artifacts. These are all good except for the pendant. I didn't like the pendant. It's good. I guess it's fine. D6 is just super swingy. You get a once per battle. If you roll a 1, you're gonna feel real bad.
So, well, what is your opinion, Erica, on this? Because all these are okay.
Yeah, that's how I.
Yeah, I'm a Crown of Woe person.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Like, I think all of these are so, I don't know, mediocre. I might actually take the pendant.
You're gonna roll that 1 and you're like,
that's fine. All I'm trying to do is get the prayer that gives me the go up to the 5th
the table.
The 5th on the table first turn, and like
I was really tempted to build a list that had a priest in it just because of that. I did not.
It's so good. It's so good. I don't know if I'd use it turn 1, but it's so good.
Like it's pretty good. Like
we're just gonna move into
compared to everything else, like -2 to control isn't that big of a deal when everyone's gonna die anyways.
I just realized it's unlimited too. All right. Anyway, we're not getting there yet. We're going into spells. Let's go into spells. Obviously, a lot of these are the same. Mind Razor still on an 8, still really good. It's gonna be hard to get off, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And then Seed of Shadows is obviously run in charge on a 5 cast. What? Excuse me? And then this is unlimited?
Yeah, that one is staple.
Excuse me? That's it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All I'm saying is that the only ones that can actually cast this are Morathi and I think, one other person? Because who's actually a spellcaster? What, the Melusai and Morathi?
It's Little Morathi.
Bloodrack. Yeah, Bloodrack Medusa.
They're the only ones that have this.
She's a 1 cast. I know. So you basically, if you're taking...
No. You're forgetting one key wizard that we haven't talked about.
Oh, the Doomfire Warlocks.
The Doomfire Warlocks.
You know what? I changed everything. Doomfire Warlocks.
You know what? Honestly, that one spell. I'm serious. Like, it's not bad. I'm at least, if I'm running a DOK list, I'm running at least one Doomfire Warlock.
Yeah, I forgot. I was talking to Matt. He was making lists, and I think the Doomfire Warlocks are like almost a staple now.
I do. I think you're going to see a lot more, which is crazy because you didn't see a single one in
and we
like
have
3 years.
So many. We have so many.
Yeah, you take like 2 of them in Morathi, and now you have some cheap screens, or you have screens. I can't remember how many points they are. And did you fail a run in charge on one? Don't worry, it's unlimited. Someone else is going to do it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they're 150.
It's on a 5 cast
for,
too, by the way.
Oh yeah. Exactly. It's so easy.
It's so easy. Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. Any call outs here? I mean, we know what Mind is.
Mind Razor is great. You're never going to get it. Don't expect it.
Yeah, you'll never on an 8 cast. Good luck. That's with Marathi getting a +1.
Yeah.
It's just going to be really hard to get that off. It's really good, but yeah. All right, now we go to the prayers. We'll just start with the one that everyone keeps talking about, which is Sacrament of Blood. Or is it Sacrament of Blood? Is that the one? Right? That
Yep.
is the one.
Sacrament Blood, the unlimited one.
Unlimited. So you can do this with as many casters as you want to get all of the table onto one unit. It's just crazy.
Uh-huh.
Now you have to get a 10 up on this, right?
Yeah, so there's ways to get bonuses.
Yeah, you're gonna use magical intervention every time to try to get this thing up, right? Because you're gonna want to blow this on your units for sure. It's really good. It's really, really good. You get +1 to run, +1 to charge, +1 to hit, +1 to wound, and +1 to attacks. Just
yeah, it's so good.
It's just crazy.
Do all that. Just start, and that's why you get like you get the little pendant that gives you the D6. You just start saving it up, and then turn 2, or like if you go second, you could possibly get it on the first turn. Put that on the Shadow Queen and just slap her butt and send her forward, and see
good
things
luck.
Die.
Have fun. Have fun. And it's until your start of until your next turn. Oh my god, it's so good. Anything else?
Put that on anything else though. You're gonna push it in, and everyone's gonna go, "Oh look, 5 up save, bye bye." So this is the canon part.
Hopefully, you're killing everything with it.
Yeah. I mean, you got a YOLO in that case.
And guess what? You put it on them. Are they going to try to avoid you for a turn? Sure. And then you just countercharge.
Yeah, that's true.
The other two are okay. They're fine. It's fine. Meh.
Let's see.
It's one of them does damage. It's like a. It's 5 up on death die.
That one could. All right. So the Martyr Sacrifice. When a model dies,
you can get it to a 4 up. But are you doing that, or are you saving it up for Sacrament of Blood?
All right. So you just take 20 of these little elves, and then you go, all right, one person builds up the Sacrament of Blood, one person builds up the Martyr Sacrifice, and then you rush those elves forward.
Give them the Sacrament of Blood, and then you give them the Martyr Sacrifice. And they're just a suicide bomber that, like will literally get rid of anything.
They are going to
make
murder
witch elves good again.
Everything.
That's really funny.
And guess what? You're going to go. You already have pluses to everything. You're then going to go ahead and spend a command point, make them fight again.
That is funny. That is pretty good. It's pretty good.
All I'm saying is there's a murder suicide pact with these elves, and they are going to kill everything.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'd like to see a list just have Matt dedicate a list just to that, just to go through witch elves or Sisters of Slaughter and just use Martyr Sacrifice and Sacrament of Blood, and that's it. Just literally suicide bomb the field.
Yep, and just go, do you want to fight me? Are you sure? You're going to take damage no matter what.
That's funny.
And you do the ladies where if they die, or you roll a 6s to save, they take mortal wounds, so no one's winning on this. You're the only winner in this situation.
All right, manifestation lore. So this, these are fine. These are all pretty good. Nothing crazy. The issue I have with them is they gotta be able to do something, right? And I think they're gonna be the good manifestations that I've seen are gonna do something the turn they come out. Otherwise, it's a gamble if they're even gonna do anything. If anything, they could hurt you because you can your opponent can slingshot things into you now. So you just gotta be really careful with what you do with manifestations.
I don't think these manifestations do enough to warrant them.
Fair. I don't know. Blade Winds is pretty good. Ignore positive modifier for save rolls for the target for the rest of the turn. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because if you get it with something else, like you put Marathi and a Blade Wind into something.
So if you are taking Marathi, I see these as being decent. If you're not taking Marathi, oh, you know what? I keep on forgetting. We have a whole bunch of spellcasters.
Doomfire Warlocks.
We have Doomfire Warlocks.
I'm telling you, and those are absolutely going to be manifestation summoners, 100%.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? I changed my mind once more. I forgot that those guys are just beautiful people.
Yeah.
And what do they cast on? They're casting on 6s and 5s. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty good.
It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Just for a little bit of extra debuffage is pretty good. Eric, you got anything on the manifestations?
No, not anything else.
All right. Let's go into scrolls.
Of course, you did it this
I
way.
know. I'm
Ugh.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Live and learn. Live and learn.
Yeah. It's so hard to do it the other way around. Whatever. I can
Is
do it.
it?
I'll tell you this right now. For the next show, they're not gonna. Actually, for Fire Slayers, they'll be this way, but the rest of them, I'll try to make the other way around.
Okay. All right,
Make more common sense. Okay.
I guess common sense. All right, so let us go through these. So Blood Rack was garbage. I had Blood Rack as garbage. 180 points. I just don't think
She's a one cast.
Yeah,
she's a caster. That's
Doomfire
she's
Warlocks.
a caster, and if I remember correctly, their range attack is a mortal wounds.
2 up. If it hits, roll a number of dice. On 5s, it does 1 mortal wound. So it depends on how many models are in the.
I think they are really, really, like, if you take at least one.
Okay, so I'm gonna redo her score. Instead of a C+, I'm gonna put her to B+ if you take poisons.
Oh yeah, poison's great.
If you take
Actually,
poisons,
no, poison is not great.
Why?
Because you want to poison something that has like a hero or something like that, and they're only going to have one dice on them.
Yeah, but still, not being rally to heal horde units or anything else is still decent.
Yeah, I guess that's great.
I don't know, man. She's 180 points though. She's really expensive. 180
Yeah,
points.
but you're gonna need a second hero because you can't shove everything in with Marathi.
I mean, yeah.
So
I guess you're
who do
kinda
you take as your second hero?
Yeah, I
and
guess
if
you're
you're left
pigeonholed
with
into it. It's just not. I just don't find it great. I don't know. She's not as good as she was in 3rd edition. It's just my.
Yeah.
No, and that's for sure. But if you're looking at like, okay, Iron Scale is a hero or Medusa is a hero, Medusa's got a cast and Iron Scale doesn't. And they basically do kind of the same thing. So you go with the one that's cast.
Sure.
I think she's very good for that horde clear.
Sure. You guys like her
especially-
more than I do, but it's fine.
Yeah, I would much rather have her on the shrine.
Yeah, that's the next thing is Bloodrack Shrine. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's a better investment overall.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
I think she's much better on the shrine.
Yeah. Erica?
Yeah, I mean, I
You're
say
paying
save the
60
points.
I would say you're paying 60 more points, and I think you get better value out of the Bloodrack Shrine. That's just my opinion.
I think it's better value because it is a more health, though it's harder to defend against it. However, she also has an ability where she could just dish out damage to everyone.
Yeah.
Within
Pick 3 units
9
within
inches.
9 inches to be targets, and on a 2-up, they just take D3 damage.
Though it is only during your hero phase, so
True.
It's not the best.
I think it comes down to how many points you have left.
Agreed.
Sure.
That 60
Sure.
could make a difference, and 60 isn't enough to put anything else
Yeah.
in for this army. So if you're like, oh man, I'm 60 points over,
Sure.
Agreed.
pop her off the shrine and call it a day.
Having at least one of them just so you can go ahead and do anti-infantry is great, but
Hack Queen on Cauldron of Blood, I can tell you that. I'm definitely not taking that. 350 points for this thing. I get why it's +1 to save, right? But one, it's only wholly within 9 inches, which is not very good. And
let's see, where is it?
it's 350 points. Like, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
The Hag Queen on the Cauldron of Blood. Is that what we're talking
Yep.
about?
350 points.
It's
It is
not
a priest.
plus. It's not +1 to save. Actually, sorry, it is +1 to save. But you know what it also is? +1 to chanting rolls.
Yeah. Are you taking this for 350?
Yeah.
What else are you?
If I'm-
Okay, let me ask this. This is a key question, right?
All right.
Are you taking this with Marathi? Because right,
A lot
if
of
you
points.
do,
Probably not with Marathi.
you're
no.
at 1,100 points with just those 3.
Because like what
That's
it
a
gives
lot
you.
of points.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it with Marathi,
I
but
will
if I'm building
take-
a priest list, I would.
I will
definitely
take
it.
Hag Queen without Marathi. But
And that's where I think this army is really divided, is you kind of have to put all your eggs in the priest basket, or you put all your eggs in the wizard basket. It doesn't really work all that well to do a combo.
well, I think wizards are not very good in here, right? Like their casts are really high.
Oh yeah. The problem is that you either want to go elves or Melusai, and that's usually how this is going to go. I think the Cauldron of Blood is great. It's just you're not going to take her with Marathi.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's just
I
too
know.
expensive to do all of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. High Gladiatrix. I think.
Beautiful.
Man, I did not like her.
And you can take her in a lot of
I
the
know. She's
the regiment
I know.
options.
I'm gonna start calling those things lieutenants because they can go in those things. But yeah, you can add her to them.
She's a coven matriarch. Okay.
Yeah. My issue is she has to be in combat in order for her buffs to work, right? And that's my problem because she's a 5-up
Yes.
save. She's a 5-up save with 5 wounds. Like, she gonna die.
She's 130.
Everything's
points.
gonna die.
Yeah.
They all
know,
have
exactly.
five saves. It's
5.
awful.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that like the High Gladiatrix. I'm probably the only one that's not, so it is what it is.
I love the High Gladiatrix,
Yeah, I know.
all because of this killing stroke ability.
I know.
Killing stroke ability is so ridiculous.
Yeah. You can kill a
Just-
lot of things with that thing.
Yeah, just go over, charge into a hero, and go.
An
All right.
auto destroy is insane.
will
I wish
say-
we had this model and we don't, and I'm sad.
The abilities even happened before Strike First, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could kill something. Yeah, okay, all right. Maybe I'm.
And you know what happens? You charge me with a cavalry or a hero or an infantry hero. Heck, you charge me with like the Light of Aetherion, and I just go, whoops, he's dead.
Yeah,
Now, it is only once per battle.
but you only need it once though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe.
If you pull it off. like-
yeah, but if your opponent doesn't know any better, then yeah. But if your opponent knows, they're not going to put Light of Aetherion into freaking High Gladiatrix. If you
Oh,
stupid.
I mean,
Man.
you also have to roll over its health characteristics, so you're not going to do this if something beefy gets in you anyway.
Yeah, but like the average infantry hero is a 5. Tanky infantry heroes are a 6 to 7, which means that for the average infantry, you kill them like 70% of the time, and for the tanky ones, you just instant kill like 40% of the time
Yeah, I don't know.
before combat.
I'm still not a fan of her. I think she's cheap for 130 points. I just meh. I think in a very heavy elf list, then yeah, sure, she's fine. But meh, I could move her up to like B plus. That's fine. I'm not a huge fan of her as other people.
I think she's a secret threat that your opponent's going to try to avoid, and if they don't avoid it, you're just going to countercharge or do something and then kill a key piece.
Krathusa, I guess I'll say the Kronseer. We'll just say that Kronseer, whatever. I do like her for 190 points. I definitely she's got great utility. So definitely.
Yeah, I'm interested to see all the different combos that people use with her.
Good utility with her. She's good. I like her, and she's a priest. So.
Hey, priests are great.
they are
And
good.
you know, if you're not going to take Marathi anyways, might as well. You're going to be doing a priest build, so.
Yeah.
We really do need to get her, Erica.
Oh, I completely agree. And the High Gladiatrix.
Yeah, we still don't have any. We need to get like 2 of those.
I think we have a few. So
Says the person that just said it's a B-.
Again, if I was going high, strong, we don't have any. That's a problem. Is we're very snake heavy. We do not have a lot of elves at all.
I'm okay being snake heavy.
I know you are. All right, let's get into Marathi. She's still good. She's still absolutely fantastic. She will be easier to take down now, though. I think it's a lot easier to get 3 wounds on her in this edition. But she will literally destroy anything she goes into.
Not now that you can actually use a ward.
Okay, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
we're not getting.
So this is
so
this
6
is
support is
my-
not going to save her.
No,
it's only 3 rounds.
but I mean, yeah, but people are gonna have to put a lot into her. I think.
No, I don't think so. I think you cast a manifestation, you do some shooting attacks to her, and you call it a day. That being said, she will literally eliminate anything she goes into. She is super heavy
She
strong.
slaps so hard.
She slaps real hard. 8 attacks on 3s, 2 red, 3 damage. Crits or mortals. It's just ouch.
She is a lot of points, but she is a very big hit. My only problem with her is that it's going to be so much easier to kill her now.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's going to be easier to kill her. But
and this is because of counter charge. This is because of cover fire,
manifestations,
as well
so many
as there's so many more damage that do things like at the end of the turn or
Yep.
at the beginning of the turn.
Yep.
There's just a lot of ways to do that small amount of damage,
Yeah,
but you can
I
only do
agree.
a small amount of damage anyways.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, that being said, though, like she's guaranteed to do some work for the first 2 rounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said,
Like,
she will literally.
You've
eliminate
got
anything.
now that, like we said earlier, if you have a normally alive by round 5, that rights chart is going to be great. But like, take her in, go hard, get as much out of the way as you can. Use your other little stuff to go and grab points in the meantime. I still think she's an auto include.
I don't think she.
I don't think
all right.
she's an auto. Well, okay. It depends on what you want to run, right? If you're going to go heavy elves, obviously you're not taking Morathi. I think she works really well in a snake. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she'd work well with witch elves and stuff. I don't know.
I think she's very, very good. I think a majority of lists are going to take her.
Yeah, I do too.
However, I think you are actually able to build lists without her now.
I agree with that. I want
You
to
just
see
weren't
heavy
able to
elf
before.
lists. I want to see heavy sisters and heavy witch elf builds for sure. Which I think are going to be better now. I do. I think they're going to be pretty brutal.
Agreed.
The only thing I had on here was the Slaughter Queen and Cauldron. I said nope. I just said too expensive.
Let's see. What does that give? +1 save, +1 chant. +1 to the attack characteristic.
On a 3-up.
Yeah. And yeah, that's about it.
She is still I don't know. Maybe she's okay. It's 350 points. So many points, man.
Yeah, I'd rather take the other one.
You know.
Was it the Hag Queen? I'd rather take the Hag Queen
Yeah.
and then take a normal Slaughter Queen on foot.
Yep. And that's what I would do as well. I said run this instead of the Cauldron, the Slaughter Queen, which is what I would do.
Yeah, because I want the Slaughter Queen for that +1 to attack, but I can get better things from the Cauldron from the other Cauldron.
Right. And honestly, +1 to save is great, but you're what, on 4s now? Great. Right? Like,
Well, you do it on an infantry unit. You do it on that, that Suicide Squad we sent to. Oh man, that's 4 attacks each.
no, I'm talking the +1 to save. I'm talking about most things are on
yeah,
5.
yeah.
You get +1 to save 4 up. Sure. Like anything
Hey,
has anything
could
that has
help.
infantry +1 to rend, it's fine. Sure. I don't know, man. I just 350 is pricey. It's really pricey.
Yeah, I'm taking the Hag Queen on Cauldron.
All right, moving on. Let's get in. They don't have very many units, so this should be very quick. Obviously, Shadowstalkers are. They're going to be an auto include in every list. You're. Not,
I mean, the teleport for a move is.
That's
I mean, that's
it's
incredible.
It's an auto include. You're not gonna
Especially
see
with
that.
the objectives getting a lot smaller. I mean, you're going to
Yeah.
need that movement.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
And you can actually shoot, on the turn that you teleport.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh wait, did they increase the?
They have a 10-inch range.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is different. That is
So you
good.
drop within 9 and shoot within 10.
Yep.
It used to be a 6-inch shooting, which was useless.
And
Oh,
their
yeah, like-
shots aren't terrible. They're okay.
No, it's 9 attacks at 3s, 1/1. Like,
It's not bad.
you're not there. You never took them to deal damage in the first place, but now you can deal damage.
Yeah. Now, same thing.
Yeah, I
with-
mean, you can get off little pop shots for your movement, which is at least nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
a core ability, so you can't move and then teleport. No shenanigans like that.
Oh darn.
And then, yeah, so I said Blood Sisters are super swingy. Bloodsuckers are still great. Even though they don't have mortal wounds, I still think they're a great shooting unit, especially at 18
Let's see
inch.
the melee snakes.
I said
Which
they're
ones are they?
swingy. Where are they at?
Sisters.
Sisters, yeah. 2 attacks,
So-
3s, 4s, 1 rend, 2 damage.
I absolutely love these bastards. They are going to be the bane of so many people.
You think so?
Yeah, so they're only 140 points, all right? And what you do is you take, if you
They
have a whole
crit
bunch of
mortal.
heroes,
Yeah, they're crit mortal.
if you have a whole bunch of heroes, you just take a bunch of them, and their entire thing is when they're in combat, you can give your opponent strike last. Well, it's not a once per army ability, so every single unit can do this.
True.
And so you just have 3 or 4 of these Blood Sisters. You just
Let's see,
sit down there.
Are they in 5 still? Or
Yeah, they're in 5s.
okay, so let's say you have 10 of them. You're at 20 attacks, 3s, 4s, 1 rend, 2 damage. You
There's
do have
ways to get a
crit-
+1 to attack.
Yeah, okay, round 5. Well, maybe not. If you get the prayer off, sure.
I mean, by round 3, you're gonna have +1 to hit.
well, you
now
might
you're
get it.
hitting
You
on
might get it earlier with
twos,
the
fours?
prayer too. I don't know. They're okay.
Like, they're cheap. That's my entire thing. Like, it's still 10 wounds for 140 for mortals that do 2 damage.
The crit mortal with 2 damage is really good. It's really good. I can't
And
argue that.
you take it with the crystal touch, giving strike last to an opponent when you're a fairly fast army.
Okay, that is also if you have the right roll, right, and you're going into the right unit. But yes,
You roll
I
above
agree.
you roll above the health characteristic, which means
If you're
Are you
going
fighting-
into somebody's screen, chances are you're gonna be able to do that.
yeah, even cavalry, you still have a 50-50
Yeah,
chance.
yeah.
And that's, again, it's per Blood Sister. So, because you can affect the same unit because they're all different units activating this ability.
Okay, I'll give it to you. I mean, doing it with multiple units, it's almost worth it to run these as 5 packs instead of
Yeah, exactly.
doing
Also,
multiple.
Marathi pluses to their attack characteristic.
You know what, too? And then, you could play around the Blood Sisters. As long as you give them strike last and you hit
Yeah.
with something else, yeah, okay, I could see it.
You take Marathi and like 5 units of these girls, and then you give your entire opponent a strike last on half their army. Marathi gets +1 to their attack characteristic.
Shooting is going to be devastating for these guys, though.
Well, yeah. Guess what? 5 of them is only what is that? 700 points for 5 units on them. Take Marathi, that's another 760. You still have 500 plus points to spend on whatever you want.
I think the biggest downfall for this army is going to be anything shooting wise, right? Shooting's going to destroy this army.
Oh yeah, they're a little bit too they're too soft for it.
Correct.
It's just their damage capability is just so high.
And I don't even think their damage is that great for Blood Sisters, but the strike last, you can't argue doing that multiple times is pretty good. So
It's you're going to throw your opponent through the loop once you do that.
Doomfire Warlocks, A+, baby.
Oh yeah,
A+.
I'm almost at the point where they're S's for me.
I mean, they're garbage. They're not doing any damage. They're not surviving anything.
Oh, I don't care about their
But
damage. I care about their spellcasting.
They are casting some spells. So, and the fact that they can do some good stuff with this edition is pretty cool.
They're casting spells. They're a wizard. They have redeploy minimum of 4.
Yeah.
They're I'm taking 2 of them, and they're going to be my screens.
Anything else? Do we want to talk about Avatar of Khaine? It's okay. It's fine.
Meh.
It's fine.
Okay.
You're going to be taking a cauldron before you take them.
True. Heart renders, again, it's going to be almost an auto include in most armies. They are just way too good about taking objectives. Life takers are garbage.
So all of Khaine, they added additional wound, which is absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
I think that is like by far their best thing ever. Khaine are going to be great.
I still don't think you're going to see life takers. I think heart renders are still going to be.
I actually think you might start seeing that. Like Matt is trying to sell them onto me, and it's the fact that you can go ahead and attack with them, and then you can immediately pile out of combat. There's a
Yeah.
chance you could pile out of combat.
Yeah, I still think that hitting someone from far away and then being able to move is more useful.
I
I
do
don't
too.
like that you have to roll for that move now, though.
Yes.
It used to be an auto 6, and so
Now it's a D6 movement. Agree. You're going to see
yeah,
a
but then you
Heartwinder's
roll
faster.
a 1 and
Yeah,
you're not
you get nowhere.
like, what's the point? But you're still not necessarily anywhere close to combat for somebody. Saves the unit.
You're going to see
I
Heartwinders
do
a lot
agree
more.
with the necessary health of 2. Like raising that up to a 2 is going to be a game changer for this unit, because before, I mean, talk about a glass cannon, they
got
literally
pretty
they
bad.
got the objective and then they immediately died to a
And
puff
they're
of wind.
still super cheap,
Yeah, they
man.
died.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
cheap.
they're really cheap. I think they're the
crazy.
cheapest unit. No,
No, Life
Life Takers are the cheapest unit.
But anyway, I will say Cameron did put Sisters of Slaughter with the knives as his favorite.
Oh, I love those people. They're so stupid. They're so great. My go-to one, because their ability is that in combat, in the enemy combat phase, you can go ahead and move 3 inches if you're in combat, and you can move through them, and so you could just do some really wonky, ridiculous stuff. As well as they have more attacks than the other ones.
3 attacks each, yeah.
And it's like they're still relatively cheap, and you could just start doing some wiggling around to force enemies into combat.
Yep.
Sadly, it is only in the enemy combat phase.
Correct.
So you're gonna see some wrongness with that. But out of all of them, they have the most attacks, and so it's pretty good.
I still like I like the witch elves, the bladed witch elf Chica's better. I think.
The other one I have is I actually think these ones are actually slightly better than the Slaughterers. Is the witch elves with the Skianza.
Yeah, that's the blade, the paired blade or whatever it is.
Yeah, they're the infantry that has the most damage out of all of them.
Yeah, dude, they can do so much damage.
Yeah. I honestly think they should probably just get rid of the bucklers. Like, I don't see a lot of people using those over the paired weapon.
Oh, I definitely see bucklers, actually.
Really?
They're just an ability that just, like the Sisters of Slaughter with bucklers is really good. -1 to hit them. Also, if you do go through, there's a chance I just do mortal damage to you. Like,
they don't get -1 to hit. Wait, what?
No. It's every time you make an unmodified save roll.
No. I'm thinking of witch elves with the bucklers. Sorry.
No. I don't. The witch elves with the bucklers. I don't know why you take them when you have Sisters of Slaughters with bucklers.
Sure, I would take the Sisters of Slaughter bucklers.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. I think the witch elves with bucklers need to just get eliminated, because you've got Sisters of Slaughter with bucklers and witch elves with a paired weapon.
Agreed. Yeah, they have auto wound, but I'd still rather just take the Sisters of Slaughters with bucklers if I'm going for a defensive unit.
Quote unquote defensive. Let's be real here.
They're as defensive as a unit can be in this army.
All right. Anything else on here? I think we've kind of gone over it. Again, our regiments are renowned. We can do yet, so I haven't put that on here. So summary for this. I think these guys or girls are extremely good at objectives, I do think there's ways to counter objectives a lot now, but I still think with the amount of movement shenanigans, they're going to be very good with still getting objectives. Again, you're going to take this army because they're good at scoring objectives, just like you did in 3rd edition. Marathi is still extremely good and very scary in this edition. I've seen her remove a lot of things already in some battle reports and stuff, so I think she's super scary. And
she's so much more of a beater than before.
Yes, 100%.
It's just she's more points of your army, as well as she's a lot easier to kill, but she's going to take down a lot of stuff if you're not careful.
Correct. Yep. And I think again the playstyle of this is relatively the same as it used to be. Super glass cannon. So I rank this overall as an A minus, and that's mostly because of the movement and the battle tactics. While Cameron gave it a B plus, so we're pretty close.
Yeah, my only problem with it is I think they're going to be too easy to kill.
Yeah.
They've lost a lot of, like, you can't teleport them anymore.
Well,
they've
can.
lost a. Oh yeah, all right. You're not going to be taking the teleporting one, the teleporting subfaction.
Yeah.
Though the Shadow Stalkers, they like their stonks went way up.
Yeah.
But like you lost a lot of like. You lost a lot in this army. Like the spell that Marathi had to deal damage at a distance, you lost that.
Her shooting attack went way down.
Yeah. You lost a lot of stuff, and you lost a lot of defensive capabilities, especially since it's a lot easier to deal damage in all phases at all times. It's just the damage has gone down a little bit. But I am glad to see that it is still a very viable army. I think you actually might be seeing it a lot more now.
Yeah, I would see that.
And you might be seeing things that won't take Marathi, which I'm always good for.
Yeah, I want to see the non-Marathi list for sure. 100%. Erica, what is your overall summary? For someone who basically plays DOK all the time.
Not all the time. I would also give it a B plus. I am very interested to see. I mean, obviously they're going to be easy to get objectives, but what is the battle tactics scoring going to look like? And DOK used to have a lot of like, oh, you brought this unit, it exists. Here's a battle tactic. And so I'm worried that that function is also going to go away so significantly that the army, like he said, that the black, it was what? The black horror, the 36-inch range deal damage. Like, there's just so many things that are gone now. I really am interested to see how scoring looks like for the army. Yes, they're going to die fast, but yes, they're going to kill things. But if you don't have an army left by round 4, does any of that matter?
Yeah, they lost a lot of their objective capabilities. Like, they have great movement, but like, as you said, it's very easy to take the first turn objective, first turn tactic. It's just they don't have that auto.
Well, they can with the battle.
They don't have those auto tactics anymore.
With the battle tactics that you have currently, they definitely can pretty much guarantee 2 of them without really any problem.
Oh, yeah, but I'm also interested to see how that whole like denying someone battle tactics kind of a thing is going to work. Like, are you going to get your bang for the buck out of this army? So I'm really interested to see how people start playing it and what it looks like in a competitive scene.
They have 2 autos when they used to have 4.
True. So. I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, we've toned it down a little bit. Okay, cool. So, yeah, that's it. That's all we got for today's show. It's almost 2 hours, so glad we got through it. Cities is pretty long, so it's just there's so many units.
We're gonna do Fire Slayers. I'm gonna be done in like 40 minutes.
Well, so the next show we're gonna do, it'll be 3 of them. It'll be Fire Slayers, IDK, and KO, all relatively small.
Okay.
So that shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, so that's our next show. Again, let us know what you guys thought in the comments below. What you liked, what you don't like. How do you think these guys rank in the new edition? Have you guys played a lot of games with them? Yeah, I think that's it for now. We will see you guys next Tuesday, and have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.